Bloodsuckers, demons, mummies, and grim reapers don't matter, cause all of them do for a whipping. This isn't what I envisioned when my mama told me that I need to get some religion. Shit's getting wicked, alright, I'll admit it. I like the attention, but fuck it, I'm different. I'm cooking up something that's so finger licking. That shit got him sicker than eating flow chicken. Nowhere near finished, we still in my origin. Smashing a pumpkin, no Billy Corgan. Stretching her out like a fucking accordion. Dyed her hair green, now she looking like Morgan. Dyed her hair green, now she looking like Shmoney. I put Waldo Jr. inside of her tummy. Ate a few gummies, now everything funny. I'm dummy, her dummy, her dummy, her dummy, her. Red, blue, green jewels, kaleidoscope in my view. First time seeing these kind of hues, passing me like pew, pew, pew. Narwhal looking motherfuckers trying to take shots. Do, little do. Pop back where the fly got like boom, 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 boom. So many weirdos around me, I must start carrying garlic or something. Reach for your rosary, pray they don't notice me. No way of knowing what I might be tucking. Y'all think I'm bluffing, word to John Madden. I'm turning all of y'all into turducken. I must have summoned the powers of RZA and Jizzle the way that I'm bringing the ruckus. I ain't go fuck you little bro, so quit all that glazing and sucking. I'm feeling uncomfy. Got my bitch looking like Buffy, we pop at your fangs. Grind them up, roll them and puff them. Isn't that something? Shit's too repugnant to stomach, now tell me where went all that toughness. Bloodsuckers, demons, mummies, and grim reapers don't matter, cause all of them pussy, so fuck them.
Yeah, you know we are back when Waldo Springtime himself makes an appearance. Chat room, what the heck is going on? What a game today for our boys, huh? Levi getting it started strong with the $2 holla. Says great win. Yeah, that was one hell of a pitching performance from this entire team. Well, I'm talking, obviously it starts with Luis Castillo, who was one of the best, or that was one of the best starts that I've seen him have this season, truthfully. Deidara with the 18 months. Andres Munoz is an all-star and 2 years wasted. He should be an all-star. Actually, I don't know. Do we know when they announce like starting or like pitching and stuff like that? I'm not sure. Sorry if I sound a little nasally, chat. I've been really congested, a little sick today, past couple days. So sorry about that if I sound a little funky, but alas, great game from the boys. 1 run is all it took for the Mariners to win this one. Their second shutout in a row from this pitching staff. You're going to probably need to shut the Pirates out tomorrow if you want to win versus Paul Skeens. And even then, it might not be enough. So, tomorrow, right? Kirby versus Skeens. Listen. If you're going to lose a game in this series, that's the one. Right? That's the one. And keep in mind, the Pirates were hot coming into this series. They were 8-2 in their last 10. But coming into this series, and now the Mariners have blanked them in the first 2 games. Skeens tomorrow is going to be a tough matchup for this Mariners offense, especially after we saw them not be able to do anything today versus Burrows, or honestly against any of the pitching. But full roster reveal tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific. Got you. Rest will be revealed by the commissioner's pick and players vote later. Got you. Appreciate it, Steamboat, and everyone else who had my back there. Appreciate that. Julio takes the MLB lead in stranded runners tonight. Yeah. Man. Yeah, rough go of it right now for Julio. He's got to hit the ball in the air, and he needs to start pulling the baseball. I don't know what else to say. Hit the ball in the air and pull the ball. Like that I don't understand why that is such a difficult mindset for him to be in. Should we be considering moving Julio further down in the lineup? Julio not been looking good at the plate. Yeah. I don't remember who it was that tweeted it. Might have been Ty. He said the Mariners should, against right-handed pitching, have some combination of J.P. Crawford, Cal Raleigh, Randy Arozarena, Luke Raley, and Dominic Canzone versus, that should be your top 5 in some combination versus right-handed pitching from now on until Julio figures it out. And again, do I think that Julio is going to figure it out? I do. He's done it every year. He's figured it out. He's turned it on, later in the season. But we're kind of getting to crunch time now. And July is usually when he starts to pick things up, so I would really like to see him start to do that. But yeah, he just, as James said, he gets in his own head and he tries to hit the 10-run home run, or he tries to be the hero. Julio is good enough where he just needs to swing the bat. He needs to swing 75%. He is a good enough player where if he swings 75%, the rest will take care of itself. Like, you don't have to swing out of your shoes every time you're up there to hit the ball out. He made a great catch today. Yeah, I mean, Julio's, again, there was another tweet that I saw today that was, as Mariners fans, two things can be true. We can see the value that Julio brings to the team, which he does, obviously. Great defensively. He's still having, a year that is fine. Like, it's a fine season, right? He's a little above league average, WRC plus wise. But we can also say that this is not the guy that we envisioned he would become when he signed that contract. And again, the contract that he signed is not indicative of a Cal Raleigh type season every year, right? It's indicative of a guy who basically a Randy Arozarena, right? A guy who hits 20-20 every year. Do I think Julio can be that guy? Absolutely. He probably will be that guy this year. But from what we saw in 2022, we all had much, much higher aspirations for him. And part of that is on us, right? Part of that is on us for just expecting the world out of this guy. Part of it is on Julio for wanting to be the guy and not coming through. And part of it is on the fact that he is just 24 years old. Julio Rodriguez is the same age as Cal Raleigh was when he got called up. Anybody remember Cal's first season? Cal was terrible. He got sent down. I think that Julio will be fine. Defensively, he's still great out there. He should not be hitting 2 in your lineup. He shouldn't be. Plain and simple. Julio will figure it out. He always does. He'll get out of his own head. He's one of those guys that once he gets on a heater, and it can happen just like that, right? Just snap of a finger, he can get on a heater, and he can literally carry the team for 2 months. So, we'll just have to wait and see. But again, chat, let's not dwell on Julio. A win is a win. The Seattle Mariners took the series versus the Pirates. Andres Munoz was electric. Holy crap. I honestly thought he was going to get the immaculate inning after the first 7 pitches were strikes and he had 2 strikeouts. I was like, yeah, he's about to throw an immaculate inning. And then he threw a slider that missed the plate and it was a ball. And then on the next pitch, he threw another strike. And I'm like, no way, he strikes him out on 4 pitches right here, right? James Wood is what we thought Julio would be. I mean, Julio was James Wood, give or take, if you look at his first year numbers. So we'll see what happens with James Wood, I guess. How old is James Wood, by the way? Hold on, let me see something. I'm doing a thought experiment here, chat. James Wood. James Wood is 22. 22. So he's, what? Julio made his debut at 20, right? Was he 20? I don't remember. JM Kid with the 3 months. Swap Julio and Rayleigh in the batting order. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. I'd be absolutely fine with that. If you want to bat Luke Rayleigh too, I'm completely fine with that. At least for now, right? I mean, obviously things can change, especially after the trade deadline. Who knows, what the Mariners might go out there and acquire. But anyway, chat, the Mariners won this series. Tomorrow is a scary game versus Paul Skeens. He's one of the best pitchers in all of baseball. George Kirby was decent in his last outing. I think it's going to be a fun pitching matchup. It might be another low-scoring affair. In fact, I fully expect it to be a low-scoring affair tomorrow, Skeens versus Kirby. Somebody asked, is Cal going to set the record tomorrow off of Paul Skeens? I'm in. First inning. Cal is going to set the record off Skeens. What do we think, chat? Cal's going Yahtzee off of the windows of the Hit It Here Cafe, just like he did to break the drought. Thoughts, comments, questions, concerns? What becomes of Evans, as in Logan Evans? For now, he's just in the rotation. I mean, Emerson Hancock got sent down. I truly don't think that we're going to see Bryce Miller again this year. I think he's going to get that injury. I'm sorry, that surgery. I fully expect Logan Evans to be the guy unless the Mariners make a trade. I fully expect Logan Evans to be the 5 until either the Mariners make a trade or until he gets hurt or until he sucks. Am I going to the game tomorrow? No, I got to work tomorrow. 2-0 win tomorrow. Mariners sweep. Dumper with a homer. I'm in. Acuna isn't getting traded. Yeah, Acuna is not going to get traded, Jeff. It's not happening. But if any team could do it, it is the Mariners. It is the Mariners. If any team could do it. Wow, what a game. Feels pretty lucky to get one on Skeet. Oh, wait. I don't know, right? It felt like we were facing Paul Skeets out there today. I was shocked when Donovan Solano came off the bench to pinch hit for Dom Canzone, even though they let Luke Raley hit. Appreciate it, Luke. Appreciate that, man. I was surprised to see Solano come off the bench there. I was not super thrilled. And he ends up grounding out to third base. I mean, shit. Dom Canzone could have done that. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I understand why Dan has made the moves that he has been, but Dom Canzone has been one of your best hitters recently. I know he doesn't have a track record hitting versus lefties, but give it a shot. He's been one of your best hitters recently. Give him the chance. They gave it to Luke. They gave Luke the chance. Give it to Dom Canzone. And yeah, Solano put up a good at-bat. He grounded out to third base, which is where literally the one position you really can't hit it to in that situation. But I would have liked to see Dom Canzone. In the end, Ben Williamson's got the job done, scored the run, so who cares, right? Who cares? We don't need to play a game of what-ifs. But I would have liked to see Dom Canzone get an opportunity there with how well he's been hitting. What's your take on who you think will be put on the trade piece, as in who the Mariners might get? I will be shocked. If the Mariners do not reacquire Eugenio Suarez. It just seems so obvious. You go get a guy who you're not going to miss Ben Williamson's defense too much because Gino is still a great defender and he's an obvious upgrade offensively. I know that Gino said that he doesn't want to leave Arizona. I don't think Arizona cares. Sorry, Chad, I'm super congested. They'll trade for Justin Turner. Watch. I'm in. Whatever. I'm in. Yeah, fireworks still going off around me, too. I don't know if you guys can hear them, but they're loud. Yeah, I will be shocked if Gino is not... I will be shocked if the Mariners do not acquire a third baseman. Honestly. With the All-Star game coming up, how many games does Cal play versus the Yanks? I'd say at least... I'd say he plays all three. I'd say he plays all three. He gets a DH day in there somewhere. I'm not sure what the... Actually, let me check really quick. I'm going to check the pitching matchups really quick, chat. One sec. Because I'm not... When is bro not congested? Honestly true. Honestly true. So it'll be Logan Gilbert, Logan Evans, and Brian Wu in New York versus Will Warren, Cam Schlittler, which is going to be his major league debut, I think, and Marcus Stroman. So 3 straight right-handed pitchers. I assume that Cal will get a DH day somewhere in there. What time are those games at? So you got the 1:10 game tomorrow. You got a 4:05, a 4. I mean, all 3 games are night games. So honestly, Cal might even start all 3. Cal might even start all 3 catching. Just because they're all night games. So we'll see. Who's available in the third base market? I mean, like we said, Gino. I doubt Ke'Bryan Hayes is available, though I wouldn't hate for the Mariners to go get Ke'Bryan Hayes. Man, who else would be available? Like, could you go out there? Austin Riley's not available. I know someone's going to say Austin Riley. He's not available. I mean, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa can play third base. Maybe he doesn't leave Seattle, but he's just another, Dylan Moore who's actually hitting right now. Who else is at third base, man? I don't know. Can you guys hear the fireworks? I'm sorry. But I mean, Ryan McMahon is an option, though I don't think the Mariners would want to. I don't think the Mariners would go out and make a trade with the Rockies. Maze, what's up, dude? How are you? What's up, man? Did you watch Big Deuce batting practice for the home run derby? Oh boy, yeah. I'm excited, man. I'm super excited. We've been watching his warm up for the home run derby all season so far. So, yeah, man. It's been a lot of fun to see what Cal can do. You'd be happy if we could get O'Hearn and Gino. Yeah, I think that in a dream scenario, right? The Mariners, for me, in a dream scenario for me, the Mariners would go get like O'Hearn and like Brendan Donovan or someone like that. But I don't know. 2 years, Dylan B. 2 years, 24 whole months for the GOAT. Dylan, I appreciate that. Remember, bro. Big smooches to you. Hope you had a safe 4th. Buddy with the M's is saying it's very likely Harry Ford gets moved. Yeah, I mean, he is so very much blocked by Cal that, like, you got to figure out something to do with him. You got to figure out something to do with him. So, maybe you've answered this, but how should the Mariners handle Demo? Make a trade, DFA him. It sucks. He's the longest tenured Mariner, but the way he's been playing is unacceptable. I know he hit a home run yesterday. Lottie freaking da. You can't have a guy who struck out like 25 times in his last 35 ABs. You just can't have that. Just looked it up, but the Astros have not lost a series since May 21st, which was the series before we played them for 4. Yeah, the Astros have been on another level over the past month and a half or so. But they have such an easy schedule moving forward, like until the deadline, that I truly believe that this is the Astros division. I think the Astros have already won the division, in my opinion. With that being said, I think that the Mariners are in a great spot to try to get a wild card 1. I just think that the Astros, with how easy the rest of their schedule is, and not that strength of schedule is everything, you know what I mean? But they have been so incredibly good. It's hard to imagine them slowing down. So Lyle and TJ, they didn't seem very talkative. Maybe they were just busy. Let me tell you, Kenneth, those dudes are the busiest guys I've ever met. All they do is they put their nose to the grindstone every single day, and they work their tails off. They work their tails off. So yeah, if you didn't get a chance to talk to them, just know it was nothing personal. They were probably just locked into whatever it was they were doing. Whatever it was that they were doing. Houston go on a bad streak? Oh, they can. But can the Mariners go on a good streak while Houston goes on a bad streak? Just worried about staying in the wild card. Division is gone. Yeah, I truly don't think that the Mariners will win this division. But I mean, if the Mariners do, I will be more than happy to say, Colton, you were wrong. Ha ha. I think the Astros will regress. They have too many injuries for them to sustain their level of play. I agree with that, Mara. It's interesting because when you think about the Mariners' start to the season, right? They had a ton of injuries at the start of the season, and they were in first place. And now, when we look at it, the Astros are the team with a ton of injuries, and now they're in first place. So it's like the teams that have been running this division this entire season have been the basically the guys that have just stepped up out of nowhere, right? For us at the start of the year, it was like guys like Ben Williamson, or Polanco obviously had a great start, et cetera, et cetera. So Colton, where's Joe? Never heard of him. He made a reel today. He made a reel. Thoughts on the Mariners getting Acuna? Maybe. Nah, not happening. Not gonna happen. I will be incredibly shocked if Ronald Acuna Jr. gets traded. I will be insanely shocked. Yeah, Rodney, it's been rough to see Julio swing through so many middle fastballs. We kind of talked about it a little bit earlier in the stream, but I just want to see bro cut down on his swing a little bit. And, maybe just stop trying to hit the ball as hard as humanly possible. And 75%. Swing the bat 75%. The rest will work itself out with how good of a baseball player he is. But let's see, Joe. No. Prediction: we sweep the Astros and they lose. They go on a free fall after that series. I'm in. Listen, sign me up for that. Mariner Mojo gotta make a firefighter calendar if the Mariners get Acuna. No. Thoughts, chat? Thoughts on tomorrow's pitching matchup? You gotta get to Skeens early. You have to work his pitch count. You can't go up there just free swinging right away versus Paul Skeens. I think you have to give him the opportunity to throw, a 20 pitch inning in the first couple of innings, right? You need him to be out of this game by the 6th. Truthfully, you need him to be out of this game by the 6th. Happy birthday to Jorge Polanco, by the way. Glad he got the double today. Age 32 for him. That's right. Happy birthday, Jorge. Happy birthday. Atlanta says they'll trade us Kelnick. Oh, boy. With the Guardians caving on a 9-game skid, what do you think about J-Ram trade? What would that feasibly look like? I highly doubt that the Guardians would trade Jose Ramirez, but he has been one of my favorite players in baseball for, probably the last half a decade. I absolutely love Jose Ramirez. If they were to trade him, it would cost a lot. What's his contract look like? I know he's on a pretty team-friendly deal. Hold on. Jose Ramirez. Contract. So J-Ram. So he has 3 years left on his deal after this year at $21 million, $23 million, and $25 million. He has a full no trade clause, so he would have to waive it. I don't think that he would do that. Because with that full no trade clause, he signed that extension for a reason. I think that a package for him would definitely have to include 1 or 2 of your top 3 guys, right? In Laz, Colton, whoever else you want to put there, and Johnny Farmello or Felnin or what have you. I think that it's going to cost you some of your top pitching prospects. We're talking like a Ryan Sloan, maybe Drangelo. I don't know. It would just cost so much. It's so hard to predict a trade for a guy that I think a team has very, very, very little interest in moving. Like, there were talks earlier this year about trading for Paul Skeens. That would never happen in a million years, guys. You know what I mean? Like, not this year anyway. Like, it would be a couple more years before that happened, but probably Woo or Miller. Yeah, one of them would probably have to go. I would assume Woo at this point with Miller's injury concern, but What's going on with Julio at the plate? Thought he would have more productive at this point in the season. It's interesting, Secular, because he talked about it at the start of the year during spring training, how his approach this year was hit the ball low and hard. And in his defense, he has been doing that. He's been hitting the ball low and he's been hitting the ball hard. Just frankly, that shouldn't be the approach that a guy like Julio Rodriguez should have. That's a fine approach for somebody like J.P. Crawford. Julio Rodriguez should be pulling the ball hard in the air. That should be his approach. I'm thrilled that he cut down on his strikeout rate, but I don't give a shit about his strikeout rate if he's also just not performing. Sue me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, great, his strikeout rate's lower. Woo! If everything's lower, I don't care what his strikeout rate is. Go back to who you were, and then if you're able to cut down your strikeout rate, fantastic. What do you think about Cole Young so far? I think that he has a lot to work on in terms of his arm strength. He does not throw the ball particularly hard across the diamond, but otherwise I've been impressed with Cole so far. I think that, after that rough beginning stretch to his career, he is getting into a nice little role. I think he's slumped a little bit in the past couple of games, but I think that he is a guy that just needs a little bit more time. At least a little bit more time. Rip Bobby Jenks, dude. Rip Bobby Jenks. That was crazy to hear. Such a bummer, dude. Back in the day, the 05 White Sox, that was the team, right, that won at 05. That he won the World Series. Was he still with the team in 2010? I'm not sure. Yeah, you did see that. That was real, buddy. That was real. Yeah, Julio. I mean, he just has to figure it out. Plain and simple. I mean, we've talked about it a lot in this. I don't want to keep harping on Julio here because we're celebrating the Mariners win, chat. So, what would a trade package for Gino and Naylor look like? I don't think it would be too terribly expensive, simply because both guys are on expiring contracts, right? I think if you're getting both of them, it makes it a little bit more money because obviously you're getting two players to that deal. You would probably have to give up somebody in your top 10. I don't necessarily know who that would be. I don't want to give up Ty Pete, but I do think that Ty Pete is a decent starting point for those trade talks. I could see the Mariners going and giving up, one of their shortstops in there if they had to, like maybe even if they were to give up Michael Arroyo in that deal, simply because with the way that the draft is coming, I truly think that the Mariners might end up going with Ava Arquette at shortstop. So we'll just have to wait and see, man. It's going to be a very, very interesting trade deadline. Lucario with the 99 cents, and he said, appreciate the 99 cents, Lucario. Chat, I feel like death, so I am going to get out of here. How far and how many home runs do you think Cal's going to hit? I think he's going to hit 46 home runs in the Derby, and he's going to hit it. I don't know how far that would be. He's going to hit it 3 miles. I don't know. But he's going to hit 46. Book it, Chad. Book it. Anyway, I appreciate you guys for being here. And yeah, we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, actually, I won't catch you tomorrow because I'll be at work, so I won't be able to stream. I don't know if Joe's going to be available to stream. But, yo, Autumn, happy birthday to your son. That's exciting. You think Jorge will get his 1,000th career hit tomorrow? He's at 999. Could have 1,000. Man, I hope so. That'd be fun. Off of Skeens, nonetheless. Hell yeah. Another 99 cents from Lucario, he said. Appreciate you guys for being here. And yeah, if hopefully Joe is able to stream tomorrow. If not, no stream tomorrow. But we will have the next episode of the Hit It Here podcast coming out on Monday. So I appreciate you guys for being here, and go Mariners. Good night.